Breaking overnight, a popular Michigan business will be in cleanup mode after a fire sweeps through a Hartford restaurant. Why fire crews were able to respond so quickly. And today, we could learn more about a bizarre murder discovery in LaPorte. The details of a woman's body who was found in a freezer over the weekend. Plus, deadly storm swept across the nation's heartland yesterday, leaving a path of destruction in its wake. Where that storm is setting its eyes on right now. Good morning, Michiana. Welcome to ABC 57 News. I'm Emily Pritchard. We have been keeping a close eye on those new and developing stories from overnight. But first, ABC 57 First Warning Neighborhood meteorologist Tom Coombs is tracking our weather for us today. And Tom, what can we expect today? Thanks, Tom. 6:02 new this morning and breaking from overnight. Firefighters responded to flames erupting inside of a Van Buren County business. It happened around 2 o'clock this morning at the Keeler Keg and Kitchen restaurant and bar. And that's located in the 64,000 block of Territorial Road, also known as County Road 352 in Hartford, Michigan. That's where we find ABC 57's Eric Cox this morning. And Eric, can you tell us what happened out there? Thank you, Eric. And autopsy results in a jaw-dropping LaPorte murder could come as soon as today. Police say they are trying to solve a case that left a widowed woman dead over the weekend. Now, although we are asked to not release her name, we know that her body was found in a freezer. Police believe they've nabbed their killer and say it's 47-year-old Daniel Schnoffer, the woman's younger roommate. Now, Schnoffer is sitting behind bars this morning, accused of murder and non-negligent manslaughter. And at least one person is dead this morning and 16 others lying in critical condition after a line of tornadoes pushed through northeast Nebraska. Well, this morning, the town of Pilger will begin to pick up those pieces as the governor of Nebraska declares a state of emergency. As ABC's Devin Dwyer explains, the National Guard is expected to deploy to assist local emergency responders and help with that cleanup. And developing here, a controversial smoking ban in Mishawaka is back on the front burner. The city's Common Council will share a smoking ban presentation with the Public Health and Safety Committee tonight. But the smoke, it doesn't stop there. In Mishawaka, a city council member in South Bend wants his city to be smoke-free. Gavin Furlick will be presenting his case in support of that smoking ban today at the Mishawaka Common Council. Now, if you would like to attend, it is open to the public. That meeting, it starts at 6, and there is still no word on when or if they will take a vote on the smoking ban law in Mishawaka. And also developing today, several people are in court, including 23-year-old Quentin Burnley. Now, he's charged with causing serious bodily injury while operating a motor vehicle while intoxicated after hitting jogger Tiffany Brantley with his car. This all happened late last month. You'll remember this scene along Jefferson Boulevard. She is still recovering from the incident. Now, if you would like to help Brantley through her recovery, there is a fund set up for donations to help offset her medical cost. That's at the South Bend Transit Federal Credit Union on South Lafayette Street. And it's a story all eyes in Michiana have been watching closely. 8 men charged in connection to the death of a 2-year-old South Bend boy. Well, today another man accused of murder in that case could learn when he'll go to trial for that crime. Therese Buchanan is expected to appear in court. He's charged with murder, attempted murder, and committing a felony while a member of a gang. Now, in April, 2-year-old John Swovlin Jr. was shot and killed by bullets shot miles away while he was playing in his aunt's front yard. And Xavier Prim, also accused in that same deadly shooting, was back in court yesterday. Prim is charged with assisting a criminal in Swovlin's murder. Now, a judge set a pre-trial conference that is for late July, and also his jury trial that's set for mid-August. And living behind bars and then getting back into the real world, that can be a challenge. And today, the St. Joseph Community Corrections Advisory Board and several others will introduce the Ban the Box project. It's designed to remove the job application question about an individual's conviction history. It's all in the hopes of delaying the background check inquiry until later in that hiring process, making for fair hiring. Now, that public meeting is being held at the LaSalle Branch Library tonight at 7. And today, it's going to be a hot one out there, so many in Michiana will likely head out to the pool or maybe up to the lake. Well, this morning, water rescuers, they are warning you to use extra precaution out there on the water. This comes after 2 separate water rescues over the weekend. At Warren Dunes, rescue crews were able to use this new device. It's called a Rescue Max to help save 2 people fighting in that powerful current. Now, it shoots out an inflatable device to help struggling swimmers. And you U93's annual Roof Sit fundraiser that continues today, so don't be surprised if you look up and see U93's radio personalities hanging out on top of the Martin's Supermarket in Heritage Square. It's their way of bringing awareness to child abuse right here in Michiana. Now, they are donating a week of their airtime so you can hear real stories of people affected by child abuse and neglect. Now, tonight they'll even host a youth talent showcase and concert from 6:30 until 9. And ABC 57's very own meteorologist Tom Coombs, you probably know him, will be there from 2 until 3 today. And many hearts will be low across Michiana today, but their heads still held high. That's because today would have marked the 16th birthday of a teen who lost her battle with colon cancer. It's the first birthday Sarah Crane's twin, Jenna, will have to celebrate alone since losing her sister back in December. Now, many around the Michiana area rallied around that Crane family during their time of need, and now the Cranes hope to give back with a special foundation and scholarship in Sarah's name. And at 6:10 here this morning, more than 10,000 acres have burned in New Mexico since Friday, threatening communities there. How fire officials say they believe the huge wildfire may have sparked. Plus, remembering the brave, Las Vegas police bury one of their own. How neighbors band together to celebrate the life of an officer killed in a shooting spree just 2 weeks ago. Welcome back. 6:13. Well, it is a hefty payday for 90 waiters and waitresses from Chickies and Pete's restaurants in Philadelphia. They are getting checks from a $1.6 million federal lawsuit over tips owed for years. Now, that restaurant spokesperson says the discrepancy was all due to what the owner says was complex federal pay regulations. But that is not all. 1,100 workers are expected to get a piece of a similar $6 million settlement at a later date. I tell you, the restaurant is probably thinking back to giving them those tips before.
Now, I just want to settle something right now. If you win the lottery, let's shake on it. Right?
Not quite. Let me hear the deal first.
You're going to at least give me a little, just, you know.
Only, you know what, I'll wait until the winter.
Okay.
If the winter is like last winter, no deal.
But
maybe
if it's not,
if you can have, a nice mild
shake on
winter.
On air. This is legal.
This is documented.
This is documented that I will get some winning.
But if the film gets erased, I don't know. Don't look at me.
Somebody's got a DVR this morning. All right, I want to update you. It's warm out there.
Yeah, it is actually hot. When I walked out the door, it kind of almost caught my breath a little bit.
Yeah, it is one of the warmer starts we've seen across the area.
Thanks, Tom. 6:16, and families in 2 New Mexico communities, they've been evacuated as a wildfire grows to more than 10,000 acres. Huge plumes of smoke could be seen from the Chusca Mountains between Shiprock and Gallup. Now, officials say that fire began Friday after someone burning leaves lost control. Now, some residents say they've never experienced a devastating fire like this before.
It's apparently really jumping, and because of this high wind, that's what's triggering it.
Officials say so far no one has been hurt and no homes or businesses have been destroyed. Well, right now, more than 800 firefighters, they are out helping to fight those flames. And a final farewell. Family and friends gathered for Officer Alan Beck's funeral. Beck's wife and his children sat near his casket before his burial. An Afton resident, Jessica Bagwell, she didn't know Beck, but she said she still wanted to show his family that she cares about what happened to him.
In situations like this, it just seems like the only thing you can do is just be here and just support them and show them that we love them and do anything we can to help.
An officer, Igor Soldo, was buried last Thursday. The 2 officers, they were gunned down a week ago as they ate lunch at a Las Vegas pizza restaurant. Police say it was a random attack targeting law enforcement by a husband and wife who also killed a Walmart shopper before they were killed. And at 6:17 here, deadly storms pounded the nation's heartland. Now another storm is headed right for Chicago. ABC 57 is tracking that line of storms and how or if it will affect us right here in Michiana. That's straight ahead. Funny this Tuesday morning, and Tom, I got to tell you the song that popped in my head as I walked out the door. Hot, hot, hot.
It's the
It's kind of that time, right?
It's any way you can stay cool today.
Yeah.
You should do it. Again, if you're working outside, You're going to have to think about taking breaks.
Right.
You're going to have to think about drinking lots of water.
Right.
It's the hottest day, at least hottest feeling day. We have
right?
We have reached 90 already this year, but when you factor in the heat index today, it's going to feel mid-90s to maybe close to 100 just because of the humidity out there.
Get ready for it. Thanks, Tom. At 6:23, it was game on for the U.S. last night in Brazil. What makes this game so unique and special for Team USA? We have a recap of last night's action, plus who the U.S. will face next. 25, it was time for sweet revenge last night as the U.S. took on Ghana in the World Cup, and the U.S. wasted no time in getting first on the board. Clint Dempsey gets in the net, scoring the quickest goal by the U.S. in a World Cup match and the 6th fastest in the World Cup at 34 seconds. Not too shabby. And that's not all for the stats. With 4 minutes left in regulation, John Anthony Burks heads that ball right into the net for the first substitute goal in the World Cup, giving the U.S. the 2-1 win. And here's that reaction right after that W.
I think they pushed us on from the get-go. I mean, I got goosebumps when they were singing the national anthem, and just hearing them, how loud they were and chanting, and the whole game. It was just really pushing us on and helped us, weather the storms that Ghana was giving us.
Weather they did. Up next for the U.S. is Portugal on Sunday. Portugal lost to Germany yesterday 4-0. And fresh off their first road series win of the season, the Cubs headed south to Miami for a 3-game set against the Marlins. Well, the Cubs got off to a rocky start, getting behind early, but the Cubs would steal the lead in the 6th off a 3-run homer to the left by Starlin Castro. Now the Marlins, they tie it up in the bottom of that inning, and the game, well, it goes into the extras. The Cubs send Travis Wood to pitch hit in the 13th. Well, there it goes. He sends it a double down the third base line, scoring Junior Lake, giving the Cubs that 5-4 victory. And at 6:27 here, a woman who died over the weekend in a freak accident is expected to be remembered in a vigil. We'll tell you how friends hope to share Amanda Ezra's legacy.
The wrap for the threat of storms by the end of the day.
Just keep going on up. Well, thanks for joining us here on ABC 57 News. I'm Emily Pritchard.
And I'm Tom Coombs.
And stick around for Good Morning America. That is up next.